What the fuckity fuck again? What's happening with that? What the fuck? Oh my god, I missed it a third time? Oh my god, a fourth time. This is not way. No way. Oh my god, I went from feeling okay. Oh, the first made it up. What the fuck? You were eliminated by a sweaty kid. Miles per hour? Whoa! What is this? Going 420? Okay, now I made it in. the extraction.
And we go get some eyes on him.
I got the extraction, Doc. Which means I don't gotta go into the next game with nothing. I'll just put what's in there. Ooh, look at them people.
Gotta stay on the scope, man. Game over. We can find one here. This pistol, or this submachine gun? That's it. Got a death. Somebody close by. No, did the server crash? I think the server crashed, yeah. No! They crashed. Oh. Game needs more sound. Absolutely, I agree. Definitely more atmospheric sound effects. Maybe certain ambient, capturing the ambience of all the different areas within a sector. Absolutely. Hey, what? I wanted that one, Jim. I did. Let's
It's okay. It's okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Let me know when you're going back in, Doc.
We got a new map now. We got our second map in rotation. So we're just gonna jump into that. Play this one a couple times, and then we'll be able to show off our third map, or I guess you could say Proving Ground 3. I think that'll be great. Doc, can you tell Alex to back in the command center? He's too nervous to knock and keeps whimpering and shivering. Oh, I forgot about Alex. Alex! Alex! We're back in. And look at this, right when I spawn in, boom. This was the second map we introduced. Which you'll kind of see a little bit of a contrast already happening with design, type of experiences that you can. Definitely going for some contrast with these things, right?
Hello.
be careful. I'm gonna take this back. See ya.
Oh my god, you're fucking camping there like a little bitch? What the fuck?
Come upstairs and find out. Yeah. Where are you hiding? You're not hiding from me, are you? You're not hiding from me, are you? I'd like to take it off your hand. I don't want it. I'll take it. He's upstairs, walking around. I'd like to join him. Join him.
SMP. Oh no.
Was my SMG not loaded up? Not too bad.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, Doc.
Who's this? Where are you running? Where are you
Oh
running?
my god, I finally got Dr.
you running?
Disrespect on here.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Come trickle, come trickle, trickle, trickle. Come trickle, trickle, trickle. Come trickle, trickle, trickle. Oh, you barely got away. Grab the fucking zip line! I'm gonna get you out of my game. I'm gonna get you out of my game. Like I can't hear you from a mile away, man. I have one more life. I thought I had one more life. Yeah.
God damn.
I'm going in with nothing. Oh, they threw me in this one. This one must have been going on for a while.
Where you going? Oh, well, one of you got taken out, but you don't talk in a proximity game, you teaming little bitches. Hello? 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 Where are you, Jimmy? Oh, you missed. Every shot. Oh, this is bullshit. It won't grapple. This is bullshit, dude. This game's so fucking dumb. Can't even fucking grab the ledge? Jesus Christ. Sure, just don't put anything on. Successful extraction game 2, but not really much done. A 1 kill, 2 deaths. Took some shit out with me.
Right here.
Oh, you extracted like I did, dude. You did what I did, Doc.
Got out with a couple items. I wish I got out with a sniper. I mean, I feel like I haven't even gotten locked in. Oh, that's 2 extractions. I'll take it.
I got 2 extractions too, Doc.
Come and take it. Thank you for the $20 donation. Shout out to the Cerritos Regiment of Gold Marching Band performing at SoFi Stadium today. So come and take it. $20 donation. Shout out. Landon Carroll, thank you for the 15-month arcade. Thank you for the 3 years on youtube.com/Dr. Disrespect /. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That was a good run. I'll take that run. I think I'm gonna run SMG again. We got a, we already have, no, we got another, how many comic books do we have? You see, Chip, you gotta think too. We haven't even, like, what is the player progression experience in this game? You know, what does that look like? How is that designed? In terms of traders and quests and challenges and ranking up and leveling up and all that, you know? Like, that's not in the game right now. That's going to be a lot of fun to design and work on. You can go so deep with it, man. Like, I was thinking of something like a concept, just, I mean, this is just an idea, you know what I mean? This is where the fun is, just coming up with concepts and like, for example, I mean, whether it's a good idea or not, but it's just, like, here's an example. Like, what if there was a collection of items in this game that were extremely rare, right? But maybe a trader gives you the task to go find all 5 of these rare items, right? Or at least, I guess, extract with all 5, you know, find all of these items and extract with in any sort of game. I guess I'm not explaining this very well. Let me start with the game. Okay, let's get excited. Let's just say if there's like a collection of items that were super rare and a trader asks you, hey, go find all 5 of these. Once you find all 5 of them and turn them in, right, you get this reward, okay? Which then opens up another challenge. And what if the challenge was go out and successfully defend people from extracting with these items? You see what I'm saying? And then there'll be like a tally, try to get 25 successful defenses of people trying to get this item. Meaning, maybe this item, like if you pick it up off the ground, put it in your backpack, it highlights you like a beacon or something, right? So it makes it even more difficult to extract the item. With the collectible, whatever it is. And I've said item 30 million times, and I'll continue to say it. I don't care what you say. Don't try to slow me down. But like, once you complete that, then they're asking you to defend against people that are trying to do the same quest and successfully extract them. But that's just like one little example of 50 billion ways that we can really go deep into our progression level of our character. You know, I think there's gonna be some things to figure out in terms of like, you know, does my player get enhanced in any way throughout time? You know, when you look at Tarkov, strength, endurance, speed, right? Like, that's the long-term progression, which makes it really, really rewarding.
Playing Doc or
grind the game. So, those are the things we have to think about, and we will. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, let's talk about the driving experience. Think about how that's going to evolve, you know? I definitely want to get all the weapons to be firing outside of the car. I think limiting to just certain weapons isn't the play. I think we'll, you know, maybe we'll explore that. Also, like, what does the race mean? Ultimately, what's it going to mean in the grand scheme of things? How does it affect my ability to perform in the tower once I get into the first-person shooter experience, right? And I think there's, like, we barely even tapped into that in the sense of, like, implementing the design, you know? But, like, we definitely want it to be, obviously, create a lot of risk and reward. We want to potentially create a damage model for the player as it leans out the car. Obviously, if I don't perform as well in the race, I want to be punished, you know? And so we'll have to look at ways on what that means. Maybe we have some sort of loot package that's attached to the car that you can shoot, right? And the more yours takes damage, potentially you lose items that you're coming into the game with. I think maybe even looking at like level design now that I think about it, if we're going to introduce a driving experience per sector, per map, what if each map was like maybe part of the template of designing a map for Dead Drop is that there's an area that people will spawn in at the same time. For those that perform the worst in the driving experience or something. Like for example, let's say if there's 30 people driving to the tower. You know, the first 20 people that make it in their own dedicated slots spawn in those certain POIs. But the last 5 or the last 10, they get thrown into this specific area of the sector. That's more of like, hey, there's 10 elevators that open up, you know, and they're all in this kind of the same space right there. So it just makes it difficult for them to like they're thrown into the cage with others. Try to get out of that cage because of how you perform in the car race.
Are we having a fucking brainstorming session right now?
But it's cool to think like that and to have these conversations, and that's.
You're having a conversation with no one, my brother. What are you doing? Come on,
Okay, welcome. Colton Harrington. Thanks for the gifted membership. Yeah. Let's get me back in there. Let's go play a game.
Whoa, okay. No talking, no friendly. Cool. It's pretty lame. Oh, you little camping bitch. What kind of fucking gameplay is that?
What do you want me to do?
I don't know, announce yourself in a proximity chat, maybe say something instead of hiding in the corner and camping a bag, perhaps?
I had just killed him and I was healing. And I hear you running up.
Yeah. Maybe make some noise and we could have been friends. Really? You jump around like that? What kind of shooting is that?
The gamer type.
No, it's this game type. The bad fucking movement game type. You think this is good movement? You're the first person to ever say that. No one thinks that this is good movement. Come on, it's pre-alpha. You're out of your mind if you think it's good.
It's alright. It's alright. Hey.
can't say that's good. Fucking way, bro. Are you killing me right now? What's happening? What game are we in? What the fuck is this? Oh, we're on a squad together? Is this regular? Hello? Are you people non-talkers? In 2023, we don't have microphones? Is this the thing we're doing still? Holy shit. So we're on a team right now? Am I gonna fall if I jump out there? No. Where's this bitch at? Where you at, Sandstorm? Okay, there's 21 people. Oh shit, someone's coming. You got him? Oh fuck. Well, I only had a handgun. Is this a one-round game? What the fuck is this? Oh shit, you're my teammate? Fuck. I got freaked out there. There's one guy that I killed right below us. I'll check his bag. Oh, he got some shit. You want to be friendly, or are you gonna creepy there, right there, creeper? I'm a creep. Oh, you're a pussy. You're an absolute bitch.
Basically, the slums of the tower, the living quarters and marketplace of the tower. Right? Would love to show some early concept art of that. Would love to. And then the Proving Ground 3 is our newest one. It's basically the transport center inside of the town. Imagine an airport built into this massive structure that's at the top. Close. What's your favorite synthwave band in the moments of Boston Rival 324? I have no idea. Shouts to thank you for the $4.99. Movement of this game is absolutely fire. Hey. Just wait till we start moving those knobs, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $4.99. If you could write a new song, what would it be and how would it sound? Just William Morris weekend. Question. Something that I could play in front of 350,000 people in Germany on an outdoor rave. That's probably what it is. All right. Not a bad run right there. I'm keeping everything. Dropping all this off.
I'm going in naked, baby.
What do we have on here? A level 4 stock, huh? Any barrels on here? Let's see. Drop this. Oh, I went back to cold storage. Did we not introduce? Maybe we didn't introduce sector. Our new sector. Sure. Hold on. Is it not in the rotation? Team deathmatch action? I don't know how this. Oh, and Proving Ground 3. There it is. Little team deathmatch and Proving Ground 3. Got it. Got it.
Okay, Doc, it's you and me. Please.
Hey, Doc, just welcomed my new son to the world on Friday after the snapshot reveal. Thanks for everything you do. Can I get a big congratulations to my wife and a great big welcome to my son?
He did not get into this match. He did not get into this.
what?
Championship Club. Yikes. 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 You were red team? Oh shit, we were? What happened here? Did it crash? I think it crashed.
He was playing the outside. Which one we play at for sure?
That was one of our creator modes. You can check it out. There's other UGC modes as well. Or DCMs, I think we call them DCMs. Dead Drop Creator Mode. Wow, so much visually breathtaking immersive since the last time I saw gameplay. Also, the game looks pretty good too, as well as you catch my drift as Terry with the $10 donation. I think the game's gonna be a lot of fun when it's all said and done. Like I said, we're doing our own thing over here, Nate. We're doing our own thing. Still got a ways to go, but feels like we're on the right path, you know? That's a massive level, by the way, at the end. I feel like that's a massive shift. Obviously, the map design will evolve as well. It's interesting to play it in Team Deathmatch in comparison to like the core extraction experience. It's kind of fun. It definitely has the contrast, doesn't it? It's like it's kind of like a very open map, but at the same time, if you could actually stick to an interior path as you loot around. Sultimus Prime, thank you for 38 months in the Champions Club. Yeah. When we get the beta version of Dead Drop for console, so dang it, so we all deletions. Working on it. We're working on it.
No time soon.
If you really think about it, it's not a very typical process which we're taking through development. Simply because we're doing it in snapshots. We're being very open and transparent. We're trying to get you guys hands-on super early in the project. No one else is doing that. I mean, we're talking early. Okay? Early. So if you can imagine, what the process is in terms of working with PlayStation and Xbox, trying to push a snapshot onto the consoles. It's a new process for it. So, we're managing that. Loving the Dead Drop content. Doc, I can't freaking wait to play this game, says Joseph. I think once it is open and we have the crossplay open and it's available on consoles, I think it's just going to be an energized machine. But not yet. We have so much to teach. Jimbo Slice, thank you for the 20 as a founder. I'm in awe over the ability to drive the tower. Get a hot shot in the car. Baby, this is the best. Just Jimbo Slice for the 20. Dylan B, thank you for the 8 months. JJJ, thank you for the $4.99. If you could only wear one type of watch for the rest of your life, what would it be? A Casio calculator watch. Thank you for the $4.99. We have it linked in the chat. You can go to midnightsociety.com/drive if you wanted to try out the beta. Perfect beta. If you wanted to try out Snapshot 7, it gets you access to not just this snapshot, but every snapshot following this one. Trevor Brown, Thank you for the 38 months in the Champions Club. Yeah. I know Z and we talked on Friday about potentially playing Valorant on Monday, but he's been doing a lot of traveling, so I don't know where. I hit him up this morning via flip phone technology. I don't know if he's available for today's little Valorant session. It would be nice to hit Diamond today because we're at Plat 2, but I don't know. Game looks fun, but isn't the colors kind of dull? The Zubis lame.
Oh, what the fuck is the pregame,
not-
bro?
It's like not art. Zubis. And what I mean by that is we haven't come close to taking it to the final polish level. I'm talking textures, VFX, lighting. That's coming. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's just too soon to be doing stuff like that, man. If you know it. About game development. We're gonna play with some Dead Drop with Bits today since William Morris free did not. I'm gonna just switch over to Valorant now. That was a nice little session. Got a chance to show off some of the new stuff. Jake Weedman, they give 35 months. Gameplay first, exactly. It's always gameplay first. Always. You know what we didn't do today? Now that we're switching over to Valorant, we gotta get a little This game requires a system restart to play. Please restart your computer. Just you continue to reach out. Not a problem. Payton, thank you for the 1999. I remember in the 90s when it wasn't snapshots, but demo games and CDs. Came attached to PC Gaming Mag. To give you a taste of the game. Maybe that could be explored with the console. Just hate them. With a 1999. Well, but it was always a demo of a completed game. You know what I mean? Hayden Walls, thank you for the $4.99. Dead Drop already looking more polished. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $4.99. Ozzy, thank you for the $4.99. PUBG 360 snipes minimum? No. Not today. Doc, are you programming any monkeys and cages and see if that's no. Are there going to be Asian servers? We'd like to think so eventually. You always got to think like what we would like to eventually think about every possibility. What kind of aim assist are we talking in Dead Drop? That's something over time we'll have to do our best to balance it out. You know, I think, if anything, a good target would be sort of like what Apex Legends does. You know, I think they have something cool going on there. In the sense of, you know, MKB is very movement based, gives you a little bit of advantage in comparison to the controller. And obviously controller aim assists, nice tight sprays on guys. So I think there's a to both sides there. Call of Duty, they don't. I feel like their balance is atrocious. One side. Controller.
Adam Quas? What's up? Good, yourself? How's... Yeah, that's why, yeah, I'm like, I don't understand, because that's what I was told, and then on the schedule it said that Ohio fucking thing. So, I mean, well, I'm just wait till I get my email at the end of the day. And hopefully they're scheduling me for the right thing. If not, I'm going to whatever the work order is that I get. Yep. Changes every day. Are you back in Leesburg, or where you at? Well, there you go. Well, drive safe. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll pack to spend the weekend there if I end up seeing that I'm actually scheduled to go there. I'll let you know once I get my schedule at 5 p.m. I'll call you and let you know. Bye bye.
We guessed the exact right. We need 3 stars minimum to win. So let's check out clip number 1. Alright, first clip. 5-2. We're playing on Sunset. No. What map is... Oh, no. This is, Split, whatever it is. I don't know the names of the maps. I think that's one thing Valorant can do better is branding of maps. See, like, Icebox gets... That's the only one I can remember. It's cold as ice.
Okay, got some help in. Maybe you got
Knock him. invasion even going to look like? How can they accomplish their stated objective of destroying Hamas? Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin was actually on the Sunday shows yesterday, sounding some warnings about the difficulty of what Israel has planned. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
They're about to launch this ground offensive in Gaza. You were at CENTCOM. You were the CENTCOM commander when ISIS had control of Mosul, and it took 9 months, but you cleared ISIS out of Mosul with our Iraqi and Kurdish partners. What is that? What were the lessons you learned there that apply here?
Well, first thing that everyone should know, and I think everybody does know, that urban combat is extremely difficult. It goes at a slow pace.
That was 9 months. 9 months.
This may be a bit more difficult because of the underground network of tunnels that Hamas has constructed over time, and the fact that they've had a long time to prepare for a fight. So I think you'll see a fight that's characterized by a lot of IEDs, a lot of booby traps, and just really grinding activity going forward.
So you hear what he says there. So the fight to liberate Mosul from ISIS took 9 months. It was brutal. It was bloody. It was incredible. Now you're talking about Lloyd Austin here saying this fight may be even more difficult because of, the nature of the warfare, because of how dug in Hamas is, because of the tunnel system. There will certainly be an idea of casualty here as well.
I have some numbers I can read, so I've been doing a lot of research on this. Inside the city of Mosul, there were 8,000 ISIS fighters, compared to Gaza, where Hamas has an estimated 30 to 40,000 fighters. Palestinian Islamic Jihad has another 15,000 men unarmed. So we're talking about 55,000 fighters versus 8,000. In addition, ISIS was not from Mosul. They just took it over.
Right.
These people actually live there. So consider that ISIS did not have the majority support of the people in Mosul. They hated them just as much as everybody else. They were just militarily occupied. Hamas, I'm not going to claim they all support Hamas, but, some do. They have more of a support than they definitely did in Mosul. They're going to be way more numbers in terms of the support from the civilian populace. So, honestly, the U.S., the West, we have not engaged in a fight like this, maybe ever. Even in the war in Iraq during Fallujah and all that. Actually, I'm not sure why, but the jihadists let the civilians leave before they discovered human shields. So we don't have nearly as amount of a densely populated area to contend with. And, because America did not lose that many people in the battle on Mosul, we mostly were in a trade rise and assist. We mostly which is an Iraqi movie that was made about it.
Fuck did I
You
get?
really need to go open your eyes as to what that conflict is. Block to block, horrific fighting, absolute savagery. As he said, IEDs everywhere. Can't move. The other problem with Russia, you can bury IED and everything. Pick the one. And then also the immense difficulty of the air campaign. The U.S. was involved definitely in the air campaign, but the Iraqi security forces, their casualties were insane in the region of Mosul. And again, they had the support in many cases of the civilian populace who wanted them to come back. This is a whole other situation. This really is, it's unprecedented in modern history.
That's absolutely right. And they're already, this is a good pick up by Peter Baker here.
Why the fuck didn't that fucking drop?
That
Bro!
Senior Israeli officials are already telling the Americans that they should expect a war that could last as
You the one playing all this volume?
10 years. Decades.
What?
That's what they're saying behind the scenes. And if we
Listen
know
to like a fucking video right now.
experience,
Oh yes, I am listening to the video. Is that not okay?
Just broadcasting it for everyone.
That's fine.
We're all listening to your video.
Fantastic. You'll get an education on the world.
I think I'm good, man.
Are you though?
Yep.
With an attitude like that, probably not.
I just don't listen to video, man.
Oh, I'm I'm sorry, I can't multitask.
I don't think it has to do with multitasking.
I think it does. Dude, don't do that to me. What the fuck? Fucking bandages. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Self-termination. Gotcha. Put this in, put these, use these. What the fuck?
Better answer that.
Today, I think I'm off work today. I've already been giving calls all day. I'm not gonna get that. But I will give them a call back after this game.
I just really don't care. Whether or not
Sounded
you're
like
on
you
phone.
did. That's why you said you better answer that. So you'd rather
I
be
care
talking.
about having it in my ear.
Yeah. So why would you want me to
That's
be on
what
a
I care
phone
about.
call? Why would you want me to be on a phone call then? Makes
It's
no
called
sense.
sarcasm.
Well, you need to be a little bit more obvious with it if that's what you call sarcasm, bro.
Well, if you think
Get some
you want
social
other people to listen to your
skills.
phone call.
No, no, I don't think people want to listen to my phone call. That's why I didn't answer it like you told me to do. You dumbass. Fucking
No,
idiot.
you shouldn't
You're an
fucking play
absolute
in the
idiot.
game.
Use
you should
logic.
fucking mute your mic and not play every.
Yo, what's up? Good, yourself? Yep.
Sorry to bug you. Chase wanted me to call you to see if you have a green cable for laser. I'm guessing it's probably one EtherCAT on one end, BNC style on the
Yep,
other.
I do have that. I got that, and the because he gave me that cable and are you at the same place? Yeah, I replaced the hub and everything seems to be working. I got that driver. Yeah, I think the back off is bad because I think when like after you leave it powered on for long enough, because that's what I think he was doing when he said he would like power it down and power it up and power it down and power it up. Yeah, so I think when I got there, first that transmitter, then when it got on, so it put it on. I left it down for like 15 minutes, but they see if that was what was going on. Like there was some sort of like contraction and expansion, and then something maybe was making kind of. You might be able to do that and see if the problem moves over, if the problem stays on that same drive, or it stays on the same drive, then you know that drive's just. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost. You're turning around, cable aren't the problem. I mean, it seems like it's got to be in that drive at this point. If the hub didn't solve it.
I agree. All right, bud. Let me go and Chase know. We'll go from there. Thanks, buddy.
All right, yeah, no problem. Bye. Go play some Apex Legends instead. Go here. Let's go to kicker.
In the Middle East, it's that it always goes longer and is way more difficult than you expect. And of course, you know, in basically many of the emergencies that we sent out for our military, both in Iraq and certainly in Afghanistan, even, you know, over the course of the long time period that we were there, we failed. I mean, Afghanistan is back in the hands of the Taliban. That tells you everything you need to know about how well our nation-building exercises went there ultimately. Let's put this up on the screen. This is from the Times of Israel. They're reporting here on, you know, what this could all look like. So they say U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Israel should be devising a strategy for who will rule Gaza after it completes its mission of toppling Hamas. So keep in mind, the airstrikes right now, for them, that's nothing. That's the easy part. What are they even accomplishing? We don't even know how many Hamas fighters are actually even taking out, or whether it's, you know, largely, and I expect it is largely civilians who are being killed in these airstrikes. So that part, then, okay, let's say you're able to accomplish this very difficult feat of the ground invasion and rooting out Hamas, which we just laid out for you how difficult that's going to be. Then what? Let me continue to read here. Quote, there are different ideas out there about what could follow. All of that needs to be worked, and it's something that needs to be worked even as Israel is dealing with the current threat. That's what Blinken is telling NBC to meet the press. This appears to be the first time that Washington is publicly urging Israel to think about its day-after strategy after privately doing so in order
We've
to
got a
avoid
job
making
to do,
the
so
same
ship
mistake
your
the US made
carcass.
after 9/11, which led it to being bogged down and dragged out in the Middle East. Israeli officials have said publicly they are currently focused on eradicating Hamas, are not thinking about what might come after. The government, no minister, Netanyahu's office issued a statement on Friday declaring the premier's defined goal for the Gaza war is the elimination of Hamas. All talk of decisions to hand over the Gaza Strip to the Palestinian Authority or any other party is a lie, so insisting, no, we really have no plan. Time to kill. Netanyahu has come under fire since the start of the Gaza war, and critics have accused him of working to strengthen Hamas over the past 15 years in order to divide Palestinian factions and avoid peace talks between the moderate PA. That's what Israel's strategy is for keeping over Gaza after the war is over. Blinken told the press they can't go back to the status quo. They can't go back to the status quo with Hamas being in a position to watch it. Absolutely no intent. Nobody should be running Gaza themselves. So something needs to be found that ensures that Hamas cannot do this again, but also doesn't.
What's up? Good yourself?
Round one.
Yep.
First lad, good thing it's not us. Say
I
what?
guess if you send it to like the UPS store or something, I can maybe get by there before they close.
Obviously, it goes on your timesheet if you're willing to. Yeah. All right. I'll make sure that I can just give you our number. Yes.
All right, let me figure out when they close. But yeah, I'll go.
New
Alright,
kill
cool.
leader.
But here's the thing: I don't think that is going to solve that problem. Honestly, I think that the problem is the back off drive is probably bad. Because it's not like you're never changing like it's not like you're shaking the cable or making continuity when it goes off air to back to working. It's like it's within the drive itself.
Well, the problem is that it's like a series Ethercat goes through the back. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I just wanted to have it. Just
No, that's fine. Yeah, I have a feeling that thing needs a whole new drive. To be honest, but.
so we'll have to make that determination.
All right, cool. Yeah, send me the information and I'll send it off. All right, bye.
for Israeli governance of Gaza. So they've got a lot about what they don't want this to look like. Not a lot of details so far, and in fact, an out-and-out insistence by Netanyahu that they have no idea what comes after this.
Yeah, because they don't want to sign up. And that's again the major difficulty. So then, who the hell is going to be in charge? Is it going to be Israel? Is it going to be the United Nations? I mean,
Go and check it. Got some materials for us.
There's so many examples where, okay, are we going to turn it over to the administration of Egypt and of Jordan? I mean, they're just going to do what's good for them, not necessarily for the people who are in charge here. Are they going to administer elections? How did that work out for America in Iraq and in Afghanistan? It turns out this is actually extremely difficult. That's why in general it's usually better to let the actual party involved decide it for themselves.
Got some
Unfortunately,
materials
in
here.
this case and in the past, that usually means a scenario which you cannot 100% control. This really does just come back to so many of the lessons in Iraq. And even when we consider it a couple of different ways, you could say like, oh, we're in this for the elimination of Hamas. And General Stanley McChrystal became very famous, designed this whole JSOC counterterrorism unit in 2006. It became incredibly efficient at killing Al-Qaeda terrorists all throughout 2006 and 2007. And yet, in 2007, the U.S. still had to surge troops to quash civil war.
Just giving my kids a reach out.
Core problem that just killing terrorist leaders is not getting two basically reconcilable chaos backstop. So you can kill degrade or destroy the entire organization. And basically, no. You can take away their military capability, that's basically what we did in against ISIS, and that of course was the fact that they operated. It's just not the same situation.
Yeah.
It is far
Check
more
it. Got some
akin
materials
to,
for
like,
us.
a true counterinsurgency campaign, where you have the population here is just going to be absolutely brutal and savage. And my fear is that exactly what the IDF did in 2006 and 2014 will happen. They're going to take a ton of casualties, they're going to withdraw, and they're going to be like, well, we've got air power, the enemy doesn't, and you're just going to park the entire place, which is, as history has also shown us, unless you basically commit to total annihilation, you still can't win, the conflict.
I mean, what they're doing right now, and thinking about the comments we played that you guys should have not a lefty, commie, pinko, whatever you want to think of me. He is someone who actually has experience on the ground. And he's saying, okay, if your objective is to root out Hamas, let's be serious about what that would take. The first thing I would do is to stop bombing Gaza, because all you're doing is further radicalizing a population which is already under siege and already by and large hates your guts, by the way. So, given the multi-year blockade and the long history of trauma and death and grievance and injury between these two parties, you're already starting out behind the eight ball here. Your indiscriminate bombing campaign that has killed thousands of civilians and more than 1,000 kids and all of this, not helping the situation in terms of gaining some support on the ground that can help you figure out who you need to get at, who is involved in these attacks. So that's number one. Number two, you should be surging humanitarian aid to the broader civilian population to try to build out that goodwill. And even with all of that, it is going to be insanely difficult to actually achieve the stated objective, which is why I don't think they actually reached their stated objective, because it's not just him. There was a bunch of military experts who were in box and said the exact same thing. That if this is your real objective, this is not what you're doing right now with the complete siege and this massive aerial bombing campaign. So
just giving my kids a reach out.
The other thing is, Sagar, and you can allude to this, there's two possibilities here. One is
listen up, got another.
We don't know who's going to rule Gaza. We don't know what governance is going to look like. We don't know. We're pushing that off. More terrifying is that they actually do have some idea of what it's going to look like. They just don't want to say it because they know it would be so broadly unacceptable, perhaps to their own population, certainly to, you know, parts of the world, may not be something the U.S. is looking for. And, you know, in that regard, a lot of people are pointing to a plan that was released by some of Netanyahu's coalition partners with his stamp of approval back in 2017 for what they wanted to do with both the West Bank and the thought leader. This dude who is a member of the Netanyahu cabinet. Smotrich, he's one of the most extreme members of what is the most extreme government in Israeli history. So they say here, Israeli party approves annexation plan to coerce Palestinian departure with a stamp of Netanyahu approval. Right-wing party conference discusses their plan to annex the Palestinian territories and offer a surrender or transfer ultimatum. Basically, this plan, which was laid out back in 2017, is we'll give you three options. We're going to take over the land. You're no longer going to have any right to it. You have to abandon any dream of Palestinian statehood. This idea of a two-party solution is anathema to us. We don't want it. We say, and this was the quote from Smotrich, he says, these are the foundations on which Zionism was erected. We do not assume there are two narratives here that are equal. There's one side that's correct and another that is undermining the right of Israel to exist as a Jewish state. We have to engrave in the consciousness of the Arabs in the entire world there is no chance of establishing an Arab state in the land of Israel. And so the plan here was to give three options. One is you can abandon any idea of statehood, basically swear loyalty to Israel. You can remain living here, but you'll have no rights in terms of being a citizen and being able to vote, being able to participate in democracy. That's number one. Number two, if you won't give up your desire for statehood, we're going to force you to move. And number three, if you're unwilling to move, basically we're going to take care of you in one way or another. So that was the plan laid out by his coalition partners. Is that somewhat of the direction that they want to go in here after Gaza? To me, that's an even more terrifying possibility, is that they actually have thought through what the plan is. They just don't want to actually say right now. That's why they're so resistant that, oh, we have
Yeah, the defense minister being more, I guess, reticent about it. So there are three phases. First, a military campaign that take place with airstrikes and later a ground maneuver with the purpose of, quote, destroying operatives and damaging infrastructure in order to defeat and destroy Hamas. The second phase, quote, will be continued fighting, but at a lower intensity, as troops work to eliminate pockets of resistance. That sounds like military occupation. Good luck, because now
Great
you're in
is
the
it.
administration
Watch your
business.
side and never quit.
All right, pal. Let's go change your life. Does no one remember the
You guys accept the UPS account code for shipping, right? Can you check my number to see if it's been
Here's the
activated?
deal. You get down there, have fun, and I'll ruin it.
Okay. What time does the hub close? And you guys close at 6:30? Alright, cool. I'll be there at like 5. Thanks. Bye.
time.
We should journey there.
A large portion of Americans on both sides of the aisle
TwitchCon Las Vegas was here this past weekend, guys, and I didn't know if I was going to say this, but this is one of the biggest W's we have seen from Twitch in quite some time. I would say by a wide response out there, a great event and a great weekend, but also some great announcements for you streamers out there, any streamers who are on Twitch, especially all of your partners out there. It applies to everyone as they have now backtracked what they announced months ago of no simulcasting, no multi-stream, unless you get specific permission from Twitch. They are now allowing every Twitch streamer to multi-stream and simulcast to any platform they want. And there's no way other way to say this. This is incredible, and the future of streaming could very well change just based off this one decision regarding simulcast. So Last year, we updated our simulcasting policy to allow simulcasting on mobile services such as TikTok. On my recent trip, a number of streamers talked about how they are leveraging
down that
these
hooligan.
services. So today, we're taking this a step further and announcing that we are allowing simulcasting on any live streaming service. You should have the freedom to decide which services you want to live stream on. You can learn more about our guidelines for this in a help article that will go live shortly. And them saying that, I mean, that was incredible. I did not expect this, although, of course, a lot of us were hoping for it.
Say
I
what?
give
We're
credit
all
where it's due
inside this
before we
room.
jump into the guidelines of what there is. You know, there are some stipulations and restrictions that come along with the announcement. But we got to give shouts to someone like Ninja, and there were others who were also, you know, paving the way for doing this. But a big component, I would say, is Ninja, who over the past year was dropping his Twitch partnership, losing out on millions of dollars when it comes to ad revenue and subs, easily millions of dollars throughout the last 12 months to simulcast and multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Kick for a Time, and Twitter and other platforms.
Looks like a
He
care
could,
package
and
is
he
coming
did that
in.
for dang
Big
near the
things
whole
in
year. And well, after meeting up with Dan Clancy, the Twitch CEO, and also before that, you know, a lot of streamers were also kind of trying this out, multi-streaming, some illegally, some legally with permission. After they have an announcement at TwitchCon that, hey, let's allow this for everyone. And yes, this is obviously partially due to the backlash from the community when they first announced this. But when you have a primary example like
Just waiting for this care package to come down.
succeeded with it, you gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, the dude definitely played a part in this, and that's really cool. And what's maybe not so very cool
New
is
kill
the
leader.
stipulations
Eyes out
that
for.
come with this.
Calling it a lockdown package.
Complaints. Now, I will say, I don't know how well Twitch can enforce these. Opening fire. While on Twitch. 1. You ensure the quality of the Twitch user experience of your simulcast is at minimum no less than the experience of other platforms or services. 2. You should not provide links or otherwise
Over y'all, the
direct
water's
the community
falling.
to Twitch for your simulcast or other services because we value the community on Twitch and the integral role community engagement plays for all Twitch users. And 3rd, I think people are focusing on the 2nd and 3rd points. You do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or
Got some
services on
materials
your
here.
Twitch stream during your simulcast, such as merging chat or other features to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream. Which I thought at first, I was like, okay, that's relatively fair. Also, I think the main point for me, and again, I'm not a big Twitch streamer, right? But for all you other streamers out there, how can they truly enforce these kind of things, right? Are we really going to see a multi-streaming or simulcasting ban for you know, not having the best Twitch user experience? I think the enforcement of this is going to be very difficult and thus beneficial, I should say, to a lot of Twitch streamers who do it. We'll see how they enforce it, though, right? Definitely, you know, with the big announcement come the maybe the not so good points of it, but overall, I think it's definitely a switch in the right direction.
One underneath there, healing up. You can see him from your window. See him from this
Dropped
window.
one.
Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. D-Money, come to this window and shoot right here. Alright, come res me.
Help! I need some help over here.
On your feet.
Good shit, y'all.
Landline's got your back. Deploying health drone.
Give me my shields to recharge.
Come heal up over here, D-Money.
Throwing thermite grenade. Thermite grenade up. Throwing Oxstar. Frog up.
Opening fire.
Push that, push that. Where's this, where's this? Watch eyes on you. Nice try, yo. GG's.
Hi! do shit. Is this all not working? Okay, it's working. Whatever. Whatever.
What would you rename Air Canada?
Who's ready to pull some G's?
Strong work, Hedvin.
Ready to go. Seen?
Introducing your champion.
Battle lies below.
Head on the swivel. Look out, grenade! Look some I'm spotted. Taking
Round one. Beginning ring countdown.
Next ring's not close, people.
Come on, following, subscribing, and sharing these videos. If you don't, make sure you follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Recharging my speed.
and of course,
Rings
Patreon.
closing in
You
one.
can see videos like this anywhere, and one of
Thank
the
you.
shows exclusively on Patreon. Patreon.com/SteveHopsa. I'm back touring again, and I'm performing just about everywhere. All over America, Canada, Europe, Australia, New Zealand.
45
and-
seconds,
Okay,
ring
that's not
spot.
everywhere, but it's a lot of places. Get your tickets and find out more at SteveHopstetter.com.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Be aware of the new kill leader.
Cracked shields on that band. Hey, who invited a third party? Fuck. Mayday. I'm grounded. Not safe. Recover me later. You and me now.
All Father, give me sight.
Squad, I'm up. Enemy shields broken.
He's moving, Fly fighters. No one is in front.
Reload.
Recharging my shields.
I've been down. Contact. Hostile right here. Don't revive me. Hostile right here.
Scanning the
Contact with hostile.
traffic on high.
Oh no, I killed. Who are you again? Never mind, I don't care.
I'm ready. Let's get the job done.
If you can't keep up, you're straight out of luck. I don't love killing. I understand the conflict and I'm fine with it.
If the gods will it, we will.
This is your champion.
Come on, you can't forget this face.
I'm the jump master. No straying, no. Enough lambing or might be something good at me.
Hostile spotted. I have materials for us.
Round one. Beginning ring countdown.
Need a new angle on this. Rings nearby. 1 minute till close.
Scavenge some materials. First blood. That's one way to find out you're the prey. Materials here. I need optics for an SMG. Looking for sniper optics.
Crafting. I will not be long.
Extended light mag here. Level 1.
Half a minute. Ring is near.
Crafting. Just a sec.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
10 seconds, but the ring's near.
I have gathered materials.
Knockdown shield here. Level
Optics
3.
here. Sniper.
The ring's closing. Let's not get caught up. Knockdown shield here. Level 3.
Let's explore over there.
Extended light mag here. Level 3.
Crafton. Hold up now.
Care package on high. Hit hostile close.
Getting a fresh angle. I cracked the target shield. Reloading.
Marking our surroundings.
Let's explore
Shotgun
that
bolt
way.
here. Level 4.
Back to flyer. Barrel stabilizer here. Level 2.
Come and get your birthday present.
Ultimate accelerant here.
Fast without sugar.
Extended light mag here. Level 2.
I need a sniper stop. I could put a laser sight to good use. Just saying.
Hostile over there. Looting here. Hostile
Prey
over there.
spotted.
Cancel that.
Shattered the prey shield.
Marking our surroundings. I am Bruce Holder. There are Anscoti to be found in this direction.
Mark is far with level 2 shields. Part of a full squad.
I am taking fire. I craft an Anscoti.
I can't keep on that shield.
Gotcha.
Champion's dead.
Found in a lifeline package.
Bless me with sight.
Getting shot at.
I am taking fire.
Evo shield here. Level 3.
Field swap.
Echo's got an angle. Moving
Shield now. Shooting. Reloading. Hostile close.
They just swapped. They turned on you. They turned on you.
shot at. Reloading. I'm down. Mark, our braves healing themselves here. Mark, right here.
I'm out of heavy ammo. Next ring's far. Enemy down.
Ajuka says, knee hunt. Ajuka says, behind. Dejuka says, you.
We got company, people. Medkit here.
We were pushing too much there, guys. Let's go play a game of World of Warships. I'd love to go play this. How do I play Battle Royale?
Leave a like and subscribe if you find this helpful. Now in this guide, I'm explaining how to play the Halo Infinite Battle Royale called Inheritor. To play this Battle Royale, start at the home screen, then go to Community. From there, choose
Well, let's try this first, I guess.
Royale called Inheritor. To play this Battle Royale, start at the home screen, then go to Community.
September 17th, 1940, the German leader Adolf Hitler has just indefinitely postponed Operation Sea Lion, the plan to invade the United Kingdom by land. Hitler begrudgingly admits to himself that invading this pesky little island nation will be a bridge too far, even for his formidable military machine. The question is, would an aircraft carrier have helped with this operation? If the answer is yes, why the hell didn't the Germans build one? Or why hadn't they already built one? We'll come back to Operation Sea Lion soon, but first let's look at another case when Germany could have certainly made use of an aircraft carrier. Let's go back to May 1941 when the German behemoth of a battleship, the Bismarck, had just sortied from the French port of Brest. Its mission was to wreak havoc on British shipping lanes in the North Atlantic Ocean. First launched in 1939, this ship was supposed to become one of the most feared weapons in European history. As you'll see later, for a few years before this, the Germans had high ambitions of competing with the seafaring nation of Britain when it came to ruling the waves. Along with its sister ship, the Tirpitz, the Bismarck was bigger than anything Germany had ever built for its navy, aka the Kriegsmarine. The two of them, on paper, were as good as anything seen in the whole of Europe. The Bismarck was a monster, armed with 8 38-centimeter SK C-34 guns, 12 15-centimeter L-55 guns, 6 10.5 centimeter L65 guns, 16 3.7 centimeter L83 guns, and 12 2 centimeter anti-aircraft cannons. A displacement of 50,300 tons, fully loaded, it was indeed bigger than anything in Europe at the time, carrying a total crew of around 2,200 officers and enlisted men. Even so, the British were confident that their Royal Navy was superior to the German Navy. This came to a head on May 24, 1941, in what's become known as the Battle of the Denmark Strait. The Bismarck, along with the German heavy cruiser Prinz Eugen, got into a scrap with the British battleship HMS Prince of Wales, a formidable ship in itself. The British also had the huge battle cruiser HMS Hood, aka the Mighty Hood. These British war machines were about as good as it got, and the Brits were damned proud of them, especially the Hood, which when it first was launched back in 1918 was the largest warship on the planet. That May it became somewhat less invincible when the Bismarck hit it with several shells and sank it to the bottom of the Denmark Strait, a stretch of water between Greenland and Iceland. There were 1,418 crew on board the Hood, and only 3 survived. This battle was called one of the greatest humiliations in British Navy history. A newspaper report at the time stated, "Germans gloat over sinking of
From
HMS
there,
Hood.
choose
British
Customs
victory
Browser,
hopes crawl."
then find
It wasn't
TFF,
bad news,
Inheritor,
though. The Prince
Battle
of Wales had
Royale.
hit the Bismarck.
Click on that.
It was nothing too serious, but the Bismarck needed to get to the French port of Brest for some fixing up, while the Prinz Eugen carried on with its mission, Operation Rheinbomb, to interrupt British shipping.
From
To say
there,
the British
choose
were
Customs
battled
Browser,
and
then
understood.
home screen,
They threw the
then go to
kitchen sink at
Community.
trying to chase
From
down the
there,
Bismarck
choose
before it could
Customs
get to safety
Browser,
in France.
then find
Things didn't look
TFF,
good for the
Inheritor,
The weather
Battle
was
Royale.
horrible for one thing, which isn't great when you're in pursuit on the high seas. The Bismarck only needed to get within a safe distance from France. German warplanes would be in range maybe 100 miles from the coast, which could then fire at the British entourage. The Brits would have to turn around. Humiliation number 2. They might not have even gotten that far, since the Germans had laid a trap with a mass of U-boats waiting for the British ships in the Bay of Biscay. Could Germany really outfox and outgun a historically brilliant navy it had never even been close to in terms of prowess? In a scene befitting an action movie, the Bismarck got closer and closer to safety, with German bombers at the ready to send the Brits running away with their tails between their legs. On May 27th, British flying boats reported the Bismarck's position. She was now just 12 hours away from safety or thereabouts. The Bismarck would have made it if it hadn't been for the fact that on her tail was Britain's HMS Ark Royal aircraft carrier, the kind of ship the Germans didn't yet have, but surely wanted. As soon as the Bismarck was spotted, the Brits launched 15 of their Swordfish biplane torpedo bombers, a slow and outdated piece of machinery by the time World War II was up and running. Still, they did the job. They flew about 40 miles to reach the Bismarck, which was now a sitting duck. As darkness descended on the scene, the German crew started wishing their ship had been just that much faster. The Swordfish got very lucky when its torpedo hit the Bismarck's rudder, jamming it, and made it so the giant ship was only able to sail around and around in circles. The German chief reported that night, "The ship is we will fight to the last shell. Long live the Fuhrer." The Fuhrer was probably thinking in German, something along the lines of, "You've got to be kidding me. Remind me, how much did that friggin' thing cost?" The Bismarck was in some serious trouble. The next morning, now just 300 miles from the French coast, British
What
ships
the
unleashed
hell?
holy hell, causing the Germans to issue an abandoned ship order. She was on fire and sinking as 4 British ships fired off a total of 2,800 shells, with 400 of them hitting their target. Of the 2,200 Germans on the ship, only 114 survived, many of them later picked up by the British to be taken as POWs. This was one of the single most important events at the start of the early war on the European front. If there was any good news for the Germans, it was that the ship's cat, Sam, survived, although the Brits got their hands on it too. This story we can't ignore. That's a bit of levity to a story featuring over 2,000 dead men. The HMS Cossack picked up Sam and named it Oscar. Then it became the ship's lucky cat, or maybe not so lucky because the Cossack was sunk later in October when 159 of her crew died after being hit by a German U-boat. Unbelievably, the cat survived and gained the nickname Unsinkable Sam. Sam then went on to the MS Ark Royal, which was sunk by a U-boat in November 1941. All but one of the crew survived, as did Sam, who was found angry but quite unharmed floating on a plank. Right back to the main story, which isn't quite as amusing and uplifting. Germany had lost its quite amazing ship to the British, who in part had used an aircraft carrier to take her out. Hitler was embarrassed and he was furious. It's also said he suffered from a bout of extreme depression because of this one loss. not just because the Bismarck was a symbol of Germany's fairly new naval pride, but also because over 2,000 men is a lot to lose in one fight. The entire Kriegsmarine never really got over this loss. It was a matter of national pride. You need to understand this and Hitler's downcast mindset to properly understand the rest of this show. The Germans had already proved its land forces, the Wehrmacht, were an almost unstoppable force, while in 1941, when the Bismarck sank, its air force, the Luftwaffe, was the most powerful land-based air force on the planet. Hitler might have felt like he had the power of the gods at his fingertips at that point in time, and yet he couldn't save his precious Bismarck. He might have felt the vulnerability of Achilles with his unmatchable strength, but a very dodgy heel. Hitler knew very well that if he had an aircraft carrier when the British ships hunted down the Bismarck, his Me-109 fighters would have no doubt chewed up those painfully slow British swordfish planes. Sure, we're aware that landing Me-109s, aka cadet killers, on an aircraft carrier was always going to be problematic given they were not very suitable for a carrier, but let's give the Nazis the benefit of the doubt. Anyone will ever give the Nazis the benefit of the doubt. At the worst, the Germans would have been able to upset the swordfish party and then send them packing back to the MS Ark Royal, enough for the Bismarck to get within 100 miles
Okay,
of the French
Google.
coast, and possibly
Set an
for the
alarm for
British to fall
4:30
into
p.m.
Hitler's trap. Had it gone that way,
There,
it would have been
your
a
alarm's
remarkable
set for
moment in the
4:30
war.
p.m.
Even today, there are analysts who say if Hitler had aircraft carriers in 1941, even just one or two of them, the war would have looked quite different. Had he sunk ships in that British hunting party, or at least turned them away, he would have had a very different mindset when it came to his navy. Okay, so we can agree that an aircraft carrier would at times have come in handy for the Germans. We're not saying carriers would have won Germany the war, far from it, but they would have become a useful addition to Germany's already exceptional military machine. Some of you military historians out there watching this show will recall that Germany did actually have a plan to build 4 aircraft carriers. Those were the Graf Zeppelin class. If you know that much, you'll also know about Germany's many ambitions to become the regional superpower prior to World War I, which, in the world of balance of power politics, led to that war. Under Kaiser Wilhelm II, Germany wanted a powerful navy, something the Kaiser planned with Admiral Alfred von Tirpitz to be at least 2/3 the size of the Great British Navy. This is why he passed the 5 Fleet Acts of 1898, 1900, 1906, 1908, and 1912. To become a great colonial power, Germany required a formidable navy. It was necessary, or at least he thought it was. But as the balance of power shifted toward Germany, there was that war, which Germany lost, only to be hit with crippling reparations. The Anglo-German naval race was no longer a thing because Germany had accepted limitations regarding the size of its navy. And even if they did try to sneakily build ships, such great hulks of machinery were not exactly easy to hide. In 1935, the Brits and the Germans signed the Anglo-German Naval Agreement, in part to improve relations between the nations in a balance of power that included France and the Soviet Union. The Brits inked this agreement without asking the French, which was a big deal considering it allowed Germany to build much more than was stated in the Treaty of Versailles. It was after this agreement was signed that Germany got to work now with a focus on building those new aircraft carriers. This fell under Plan Z, Germany's 1939 expansion of the Kriegsmarine, something the country hoped would over several years lead to a German that was able to defeat the British Navy. The plan was to build 10 battleships, of which only 4 were finished in the end. It also considered building 4 aircraft carriers, of which none were finished. A whopping 0 of the 3 battlecruisers ever saw service, and that's what you might call a failure. So, what went wrong? Building such massive machines and operating them is not like operating a sandwich shop. Germany struggled with construction of aircraft carriers. The country didn't have the requisite expertise, and neither did they have the raw materials and labor. Even if it were possible, Germany was never quite sure what it would do with aircraft carriers, so materials and labor were used elsewhere. In 1937, 2 of the aircraft carrier projects
this not a
were shut
battle
down,
royale?
while the other 2 remained. Adolf Hitler's aspirations were all about land and air, not water. When World War II broke out in 1939, that's where his focus lay. While the country also focused on building its famous U-boats, work on one carrier, Flugzeugträger B, was stopped, and in 1940 the work on Flugzeugträger A also stopped. At that same time, the Luftwaffe unit that was trained for aircraft carriers was disbanded. We'll say here that the carriers limited lines, which were difficult to land on due to such narrow and the hard landings required for carriers. The Germans also planned to have 13 Ju-37Cs on the ships, which were slow and vulnerable planes. One fighter could easily take out a dozen Stukas in one pass, which is not ideal for the type of warfare carriers usually engage in. In 1942, that changed to a complement of 15 Messerschmitt Me-155 fighters and 28 Junkers Ju-87E dive bombers. It didn't matter, the carriers were soon to be thrown onto the scrap heap. Let's also remember that the only thing Germany was concerned about was getting the bang for its buck. The aircraft carrier program might have been expedited if the Germans thought it would help win the war. They obviously held back because many tens of thousands of tons of scarce steel had to be used intelligently, not to mention all the fuel it would have taken to build those carriers. They could have built around 100 Type 7 U-boats with all that time, manpower, and material, not to mention all kinds of land weapons. Hitler finally put an end to his aircraft carrier ambitions, and for that matter, any of his previous surface fleet ambitions, in 1943 after the Battle of the Barents Sea. This was when German ships tried to attack a British convoy on the coast of Norway. The convoy consisted of 14 British merchant ships carrying huge numbers of weapons and other war materials to the Soviet Union, where Hitler was now busy finding out why Napoleon had failed so badly there. Upsetting this convoy would have been a massive score for Germany, seeing as it countless tons of fuel, as well as 10 87 fighter planes, 33 bombers, and 6 vehicles, and massive in short, it was a disaster for Germany. At the very least, it was exchanges that were as confusing as all of the 14 British ships made it safely to the Soviet Union. Hitler again had one of his temper tantrums. It said that names on his popping in his head, he screamed at the commander-in-chief of the Navy, Eric Raeder, for a whole 1.5 hours. He then told Raeder that the battleships, battle cruisers, heavy cruisers, light cruisers, and a bunch of other ships were to be decommissioned. They would, in effect, become scrap. This included giving up any hope of finishing the aircraft carrier. All that steel, all those workers, all that fuel could go to building other machines, including U-boats, said Hitler. Raeder argued the decommissioning of our major assets will land the enemy a substantial victory at no cost, and will be seen by them as a lack of resolve. Hitler wasn't listening. All that hard work for nothing, thought Raeder, who soon handed in his resignation. Admiral Karl Donitz, the commander of the U-boat force, succeeded him. It was actually Donitz who became Germany's head of state after Hitler signed his will and did his famous death dive in the Führer Bunker in Berlin as the Red Army guns and bombs drove him half mad. So Hitler gave up on the Kriegsmarine ever becoming anything that matched the British Navy. He threw in the towel, although he might have been a bit rash in the decision. Even so, throwing in that much manpower and so many materials would have negatively affected his battle on the Eastern Front, rock and hard place. He might have been right to give up on his naval ambitions. The British Navy often made mincemeat out of German ships when the chance arose. There's nothing that suggests to us that even if Hitler had built at least one carrier, he could outperform the British Navy, a navy that was already leagues ahead of the Kriegsmarine in terms of operation, expertise, and the general running of a large navy. As for Operation Sea Lion, for Hitler's invasion to succeed, the Germans knew they had to take out the British Air Force, eliminate the Royal Navy to enable landings, build more suitable landing craft, plus somehow ensure British submarines couldn't do harm to the landing fleet. In Directive Number 9, Instructions for Warfare Against the Economy of the Enemy, Part 1, the Germans wrote, "The defeat of England is essential to final victory." Part 4 was all about destroying British merchant ships and the ships protecting them by mining and blocking the sea lanes. The conclusion read, "We must also seek constantly to compress and shift English foreign trade into channels which are open to effective attack by our own Navy and Air Force." That all sounds well and good on paper, but in reality, it would have been all but impossible, and we're not exactly sure how an aircraft carrier would have helped matters. Sticking one of those giant things in the middle of the English Channel would have been like throwing a large moose into a lion enclosure. Those large coastal guns could almost reach France. Aircraft carriers are notoriously vulnerable. Glass cannons is the term that's been used for them. Then you have a massive British destroyers, submarines, and cruisers, which would have always outnumbered the German ships. It would have been a slow, painful death for the German Navy. The British were more than prepared, and it would have taken Germany's entire war effort to invade Britain, something Hitler didn't ever really want to do. Stalin was a much greater threat to the Germans. That's not to say that Germany at times wouldn't have benefited from an aircraft carrier or two. We've clearly shown this was the case. Germany would have had them if things worked out a different way, and perhaps the Bismarck might have lived to fight another day. But we don't imagine it would have had too many fights until it was destroyed. Given Germany's resources, it just wasn't possible to fight the war it fought and build a navy anything close to as powerful as Great Britain's. Now you need to see how things worked out, and real reason why Nazi officers fled to Argentina after World War II, or have a look at Nazi invasion plans for America.
Maybe we will do a rare black spread. However, my back is a little fat because I'm not training. I've been walking, yes.
That is the best Canute impersonation I've ever heard.
You wanna know what sucks? It's the only thing I can do at all. I don't like
baby.
A lot of people are like, he must be an impressionist. I can only do him. You can do a baby, dude. Russell, I don't want to hear it. Yep, that's really fucked up. Say mommy. God, it's so bad.
What's up, Russell? I made a mess.
Oh no.
What's going on here?
Do you need help?
Can you hold this?
Yeah.
Can you do the voice now? This.
Slayer.
guess we're trying to bring back a little bit of fun to the show. Although, even on this one, there's not a lot of fun.
It's lighter than the rest of the
Yeah,
show.
I guess. Let's go. Dave Chappelle, it appears, has drawn the ire of the Boston crowd after criticizing Israel. This was kind of a very sparse Wall Street Journal report. And what they say is that it appears, based upon multiple reports, that Dave Chappelle at a comedy show in Boston on Thursday criticized Israel's bombing of Gaza at a performance in which the comedian said that the U.S. was aiding the slaughter of innocent civilians. That was in a TV article. Chappelle condemned the October 7th attack on Israel, but then criticized what he said were war crimes in Gaza, according to people in attendance. Quote, the comments came up when Chappelle said that he didn't think students should lose job offers for supporting Palestinians, and audience members command for the comedian to, quote, shut up, drew an emotional response from Chappelle, who then criticized the Israeli government for cutting off water and other essentials to Gaza and accused it of killing innocent peoples. Some audience members cheered Chappelle and shouted for Palestine. Others yelled, what about Hamas? Some in the crowd got up and left. Quote, toward the conclusion of his show, he said of Israeli policies and Hamas attacks that two wrongs still remain. Now, we have one report from an individual who apparently did attend this show and described it for all of us. Let's put this up there on the screen. They say, quote, I saw Dave Chappelle last night at the Boston Community Garden. It was sold out, so I would say 22,000 people were there. 3/4 into the show, he said, I wanted to address what's going on in Israel-Palestine. He specifically said Palestine instead of Israel. He said what happened on October 7th was right, but what going on isn't right and not just. You can't kill innocent civilians like that. It's not what he watches. Someone shouted at him from the crowd, shut the F up, Dave. He went nuts, yelled back, no, you shut the F up. You don't take tens of billions of dollars from my country to go kill innocent women and children and then come and tell me to shut the F up. He said, don't come begging for my money for my country and then you drop bombs on kids and cut off innocent people, water, and electricity. You have the audacity to pay to come see me and then tell me to shut the F up. No, you shut the F up. The crowd started clapping and cheering for him and saying, yes, Dave. Chants of free Palestine and said, damn right, free Palestine. He went on a 15-minute rant about being Muslim and the Israelis are projecting what's wrong with them. It was surreal. The crowd was a typical Boston demographic, 80% white, 5% black, but the rest Latin. And so that's a eyewitness
we can confirm this report that's just floating around on social
Yeah.
media, but I will say that does sound like Dave Chappelle.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, for the inevitable, like, why are you reporting? Listen, Dave, and this is always a difficulty, he often veers in the direction of social commentary interspersed with his comedy. So that's what he does. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what he's always done. The entire special that he put out. Like, just comedy, like, how, you know, and that's fine. My point is that it's clear that this will become a major lightning rod audiences and how comedians and others are going to handle it, because it just highlights, like, we're all trying to process things together as a culture at the same time, and it's really nice and a lot of controversy. This is where I'm going to take a step back. There's no need for recording from watching the show while it's happening. Good for him, obviously. I'll support that policy. But yeah, I do think it shows that yeah, it's a free man.
He's gonna do and say what he thinks. Whether you agree or disagree, that's certainly been his style from the beginning. I mean, if you go back and watch the very first Chappelle show and some of the stuff that he put on air, oh my god, this was your first episode. So even when he was under the corporate brand, Dave Chappelle always a free man. For me, the reporting is that, you know, this one individual says that there were chants of free Palestine. The audience was mostly backing him up. We have no way of knowing without being in the room. There are also reports that there were people who were really angered and left because of the commentary and his response to the chants. And obviously, somebody reportedly said, you know, shut the F up, Dave, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's a reminder of how hot and how incredibly emotional this issue is and how dangerous it is. I mean, talk about third rails in American politics. Getting on, you know, saying the quote-unquote wrong thing, or as the ADL dude said, not getting the story right. on what's happening with Israel and what they're doing in Gaza right now, there is no cancel culture like this kind of cancel culture. And we've seen it in, there have been multiple Palestinian conferences canceled now, one here in Virginia, very close to DC, one down in Texas, I believe, in Houston. You got Starbucks actually suing their union, Starbucks Workers United, because they put out some pro-Palestinian thing. You got people getting fired. You got some high-level, like, very well-known, powerful agent in Hollywood who posted some pretty innocuous, reposted actually, some pretty innocuous stuff on Instagram, and she apologized and still got fired. So, yeah, this is, a little bit of a glimpse. Dave Chappelle is wealthy and famous and whatever. He's going to say whatever the hell he wants, and no one is going to tell him to shut up, and he's going to be just fine. But I do think it is a visceral illustration of how intense, how fraught, how emotional this issue is, and how, for people who aren't Dave Chappelle, even someone who was a high-level agent in Hollywood at CAA, how much saying the quote-unquote wrong thing on this issue can have massive implications for you, your personal life, your career, etc.
Yes. Also, just for people who are wondering, do you even find Israel DM on Instagram? I'm not going to see it. I've already had it filtered out. So I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. I highly recommend it, Crystal. There are you can block like any certain words or any of that, so I just have a list of things Israel and Palestine have now.
I didn't know that.
I'm in blissful ignorance. So I'm living my life, folks. I'm posting stories about the Museum of the American Revolution and George Washington's roof. And that's the world that I've decided to live in. Anyways, we just want to say thank you for all your support over the last 2 weeks. It's been very difficult to report on the story. We're still keeping our eye on this, and the Trump is not keeping an eye on that. We're working very hard on the focus group, working to bring you guys the best possible news. We're on call, waiting, making sure that we can keep everybody as up to date as possible. Thank you all again for your support, and we're going to see you all tomorrow.
Actually, Ryan will be in for me
Oh,
tomorrow.
that's right. I forgot.
So Sauter will see you, and Ryan will see you, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.
Did any of you see Will Smith and Jada's I am so... this has become my Kardashians. Did any of you see Will Smith and Jada do their most recent press tour is the wrong word. Their most recent speech, by chance? Did any of you see that? I'm sure it's not just me that's been highly addicted to Jada doing the best she can to publicly humiliate her husband every chance she gets. So she's made all the statements about, like, Tupac was her real soulmate, Will's this and that, Will's pathetic, he's weak, he makes me sick, I miss Tupac. Also, when Will slapped Chris Rock, I didn't like it and I don't like him, this and that. Well, Will has now spoken up about it. And basically what he did is just be like, yeah, still love her. And love overcomes everything. Pull it up. And also, there's a great need. Because for like 24 hours, every couple of hours there'd be a new crazy statement from Jada about Will. And then eventually someone made a meme that I actually believed at first, where it was Jada Pinkett Smith reveals she's never met Will Smith. So this was during her like third eye opening stage, where she just kept dropping bombshells that they're not actually married. They haven't been married. He wasn't cheating. The entanglement was fine. All that. Our relationship has been one big sloppy social experiment, and everyone laughs, of course. And he just talks about how much he loves Jada and that their love is so strong and challenges the rest of the world to basically love someone no matter what and be